Mas na Bahia, que tem sereia, o catavento toca flauta de montão. Dona Francisca is getting strong to have you dancing all night long. This is forró by the bay. Vai requebrando assim, mostra pra elas de jazz. This is forró by the bay. O fog vai clarear e o sol vai trazer o calor. Agora forrozinho é o forró by the bay. O fog vai clarear e o sol vai trazer o calor. Agora forrozinho é o forró by the bay. Sempre contando com o amado Eduardo, o Bambino representa serviços de plantão. Os taxistas enganando as namoradas, fingindo que tá na linha e se acabando do forró. Mas na Califa trabalho muito e também quero diversão. Esse forró no rala coxa, we're gonna dance all night long. This is forró by the bay. Vai requebrando assim, mostra pra elas, Andrei. This is forró by the bay. Forrozinho no escurinho lá do Elbo, sanfoneiro é Marcelino, a Pagrinho no bumbão. Mestre Oliveira, uma aula de contrabaixo e Paulinho no triângulo resolvendo a equação. Mas na Bahia, que tem sereia, o catavento toca a flauta de montão. Dona Francisca is getting strong to have you dancing all night long. This is forró by the bay. Vai requebrando assim, mostra pra elas de jazz. This is forró by the bay. Hey!
And yes, here we are, Espresso Sesh, another Tuesday, another episode. We are live from the Mission District, San Francisco, California.
Haha.
Mr. Paulo Presotto in the house presenting.
Semoa.
Benvenuto, welcome. How are you doing today?
I'm very well. Very nice that you asked.
Yeah, okay, a pleasure. You know, like making sure that first we're doing well. Otherwise, you know, like some.
If I was having a crisis, would you just start a session with me right now?
Yeah, no, probably we'll call another like a number here from this telephone.
I see.
To get some support. You
There's
know,
a suicidal line.
I wanna. No, this is the silver phone. It's not the red phone. It's the silver one. It's even better.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's for the party started. You know. So welcome to Paulo Presotto. Today focusing on Dona Francisca, Forró by the Bay, and events related to bringing, spreading the word of the forró music, the music from the northeast of Brazil, I guess. No,
That is correct. Yeah, I think we can say the godfather of forró music is Mr. Luis Gonzaga. Well, you know Luis Gonzaga.
Yeah, Luis. Yeah, I met through you. Yeah, actually. Yes.
And we have been playing with Dona Francisca for about 5 years or more, actually, maybe 6 or 7 now. We have a regular night every second Friday of the month at Amnesia. And last year we released this little record.
Right here, we started the show actually with the first song.
Correct. And that song is the title of the album, and it's Forró by the Bay, which is literally Forró by the Bay.
By the Bay. It's literally like, yeah, exactly. And
Tell it like it is.
Yeah, tell it like it is. Yeah, so Forró by the Bay, you guys are like, you know, doing this, being the cultural ambassadors, let's say, from this kind of music.
And the dance.
And the dance
also,
that is
we have to talk about the dance related to forró music as the tradition from the northeast of Brazil with the accordion, the big drum called zabumba, the triangle, and the forró trios spread playing functions for people to come and dance together and meet up. And I'm pretty sure a lot of babies were made because of forró music. We're helping save humanity.
Yeah, or I mean, against the extinction, there is forró because it's definitely it's a dance that you do with a partner, and it's a close up dance, and then
It's an interesting opportunity you have to break the walls that we as a society have with the way we interact with each other's body, in a sense. There are cultures that are more like touchy vibe, and there are cultures that are more like you handshake type of thing, and
more formal or more like
and forró gives you this chance of dancing with someone like ballroom style, hand in hand, your chest on a person's chest, and that kind of vibe that only ballroom and salsa, bachata, and all those couple dances can do for you. It's really great.
Yeah, it's really great. And also, like in your events, there is like this dance part is very important because there is a dance lesson.
Absolutely.
Right before the show, no?
We try our best to bring forró instructors prior to the show that will give you the basic steps and will teach you more about the culture and how it came about. We have Forró for All California, actually shout out to a local collective that has been gathering. They do forró gatherings at the Palace of Fine Arts, sometimes at Dolores Park. Now they're doing every fourth Thursday of the month at Bar Fluxus downtown, and it's a free event. You can come and take a forró dance class and enjoy DJs spinning really organic, nice forró music for you all night long. So big shout out for those guys.
Yeah, and also don't get like I need to learn the dance. It's not that difficult. It's just
it's really not
coordination, and then it's worth the effort,
Yeah,
the game is worth the candle. Like
the classes are the icebreaker. If you come to the class, you have the chance to say, "Hi, hey, my name is," and yours, how you doing, and then try to get a sense of it. But it's like music, right? You don't really have to make it too difficult and hard. You just have to feel the zabumba going, and then you're gonna get to it.
And then it's gonna be easier. It's gonna be like a downhill. Yeah. Cool. And also, this forró music, like you said before, usually the instruments are the accordion, the zabumba, and the triangle.
Correct.
And that was the backbone of your band, Dona Francisca.
That is correct. Yeah, or cozinha or kitchen there is
Cozinha.
Mr. Chris Thomas on the zabumba, and Diana Strong on accordion. I play the triangle, sing, but everybody in the band sings. And we have Easy Wise now on bass. And the extra spice comes from Rebecca Kleiman and her flute. You know Rebecca, right?
Yeah.
She is in the jazz scene in San Francisco. Also very strong Brazilian background. She's played with so many big names that I'll be here talking for a minute, and definitely the sauce has come together.
The musicianship, let's say, yeah.
Cool. So we're pretty happy
Cool.
playing some forró music.
Yeah, and also, there is a big show coming up. There is this Friday, no? That's mostly the reason why you are here now.
I think the reason why...
there are many reasons why you are here.
Let me put my glasses for this one.
All right, yes. I wish I had mine more handy. I had to get up together.
So, it's actually... we've been waiting for this day forever, man. The guy, Alceu Valença, let me introduce you. If you don't know Alceu Valença already, because he's a reference of Brazilian music. I think we can say the start of his career was like mid-60s, early 70s. He born and raised in the state of Pernambuco, in the northeast of Brazil. And he has a lot of the Northeast influences, forró, and inside forró, you're gonna have baião, shot, chachado, rastapé, and then a lot of the other vertents.
Slightly variation of
of inside forró you have like rhythm variations that you call different styles.
They sounds way better when you say those.
Yeah, and
Rastapé, like I'm never gonna say this. Anyway,
and then a little bit of maracatu, which is another African influence in that region, coco de roda, and he started mixing all those folk rhythms with psychedelic elements, and bringing more guitars,
rock elements,
and rock elements, and bringing theatrical interpretation to the music. He's a freaking icon, and I was raised listening to his music. I've been to his shows in Brazil and in his town Olinda. Olinda, it's the small town right by Recife, the capital of Pernambuco, where he is this like cultural entity, and he plays shows out of the balcony of his own home. Like he puts a PA out, he's got a freaking microphone, he walks out of his living room and he's playing for the people down in the street. It's amazing. And he doesn't like traveling that much as far as like international tours and kind of thing. So this is a really unique opportunity. He is on tour in the U.S. He just did the New York, the summer stage in New York a few days ago. He played in Miami. He played Boston. He's gonna be here on Friday the 2nd, and we'll talk about details. Then he's going to LA on the 3rd, and then flying to Toronto for a Canadian show. And it all goes down this Friday. So the 2nd is the day at August Hall, which is a very nice room downtown where Ruby Sky used to be. Have you been to the August Hall?
I've been maybe 10 years ago to Ruby Sky. I've never been to August Hall, but yeah.
They remodeled the room, and it's really cool in there. Sound system impeccable. They even have a freaking video wall in house. Like you can do your LED shenanigans. It's pretty cool. The whole building has been remodeled sonically, but they kept all the original architecture. This history of this building is pretty crazy too.
I don't know about it.
Dude, August Hedman, architecture, designed this room in 1890, and that was inaugurated as a Victorian playhouse, and then it became a theater in the 1940s, and then finally the nightclub took over. So it's been a building of parties and performances for the longest time. So it's a very fortunate opportunity to join these two big forces, like this magical building with the music of Alceu Valença and Dona Francisca opening. Oh, this is gonna be good.
And also, I was reading it's about 20 years. He's not touring.
Yeah, he hasn't toured the U.S. for over 20 years now.
Yeah. So it's an occasion that you cannot miss.
Don't miss it.
But why don't you pick a song from Alceu Valença and play for us to give you like a little taste of his recordings?
I wanna start with a more traditional Alceu Valença forró tune that's called Meu Forró é Meu Canto, and then we start navigating through the more psychedelic stuff later.
Sounds great. Yes, in a musical traveling here.
Shall we?
Shall we? Yes. Alceu Valença, meu forró é o meu canto. My forró is my song.
It's my corner.
My corner?
Yeah, o meu canto.
Okay. Yeah, so we were saying, we were offline for a second. We were saying this is going to be mostly the vibe of the night on this Friday, no?
Yes. He's touring with a band that's bringing an accordionist from Caruaru, which is a very traditional accordion playing forró related. His name is André Julião. And then we'll have bass guitar, keys, and a drum set. So you're going to have a little bit of that feel, but most of the songs will be the classic Alceu Valença tunes that he's made his career of.
So that everybody knows and they can sing along.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we can play one of those.
Right off now, let's play one of the Dona Francisca. Actually, there is
there is actually one bridge there. The second song on this record, Forró by the Bay, bam, Forró by the Bay. It's Shot de Olinda, and Olinda is the hometown of Alceu Valença and also the crib of forró music, and especially Shoti. So remember, we were talking about the differences of the rhythms in the forró umbrella. So the first one we heard, Meu Forró é Meu Canto, is a baião. E baião goes like... And now we're going to play a shoti. A shoti has a bit more of a reggae vibe. So you're going to hear a beat that goes like... type of thing.
Oh, yeah.
And so the next one, it's called Shoti de Olinda.
Dona Francisca, here, BFF.fm.
Quanto tempo faz que eu não vejo você sorrir assim? Eu abdiquei da timidez e eu me choquei, porque esse ano e o ano que vem sempre tem carnaval e eu quero ouvir suas vozes. Outra noite em Olinda e eu quero ouvir suas vozes. Outra noite em Olinda. Quanto tempo faz que eu não vejo você sorrir assim? Eu abdiquei da timidez e eu me joguei, porque esse ano e o ano que vem sempre tem carnaval e eu quero ouvir suas vozes. Outra noite em Olinda e eu quero ouvir suas vozes. Outra noite em Olinda.
Dona Francisca shot di Olinda with the birds, pajaritos in the background. Let's give a shout first to Chile Lindo.
Exactamente.
Chile Lindo, providing coffee every Tuesday for Espresso Sesh. And Paola.
And empanadas.
And empanadas for the bellies, for the...
Yeah, they have this vegan empanada now, man. It's the bomb.
That's what you got?
Uh-huh.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, shout out also to Dave and Jeff. And in the meanwhile, there was the shot, like you say, shotty. Yeah, like you say, it's the moment when the dance get a little closer, and
yeah, you can rest someone's head on your shoulder, and everything is fine.
And life is good, and all of a sudden,
you see that life can be good. It's pretty amazing.
And the mountains will smile.
Exactly. So the Shot de Olinda relates to the town where everything kind of started, and also brings the flutes of Rebecca Kleiman in really great spots there. Also, Sonia Calvet recorded second flute in that song, so we got some harmonies there.
Got double flute.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so Dona Francisca, this album Forró by the Bay, you can find it online.
Yes, you can actually go directly to the site we set up. That is www.forrobythebay.com. And forró, the way it sounds in English doesn't make any sense. So I'll spell it to people and try to make a etymological reference here.
Yeah.
But so we got FORRO, right? Which you would think it's forró. So the double R in Brazil really sounds more like age. And then you could say forró, and you put the little accent, and forró becomes forró. And there's a little stronger accent when the two R's are together, like something forró. Forró. Exactly. So that's forró. And then by the Bay, so we register forrobythebay.com, which I'll place in the comments here so folks can click and download our record. We do ask for a contribution because you know how the world is, especially in San Francisco. So if you can,
how the world is in San Francisco?
the world is a bit more pricey than anywhere else.
Right here, like
it's pretty amazing. We could talk about this for hours, right?
No. Let's keep on the music, man. Let's focus on the music, but yeah. So Forró by the Bay, and Forró, actually, you were talking. I mean, I've seen you in the radio in those years a couple of times already. It's always a pleasure. But you were telling me that Forró, there was. At the beginning, they were saying this music is for all. Yeah, what's the story inside? You know better than me. You can explain better than me.
There is this urban legend. Well, they're not sure if it's really, really that.
Okay.
But there is a story that back in the days, American ships traveling the Atlantic Ocean down in South America, they would port overnight and spend the night in the little towns of the Northeast. On those ships were also traveling working musicians, folks that would just be on the ship to entertain the crew and blah, blah, blah. And seems like part of them were from New Orleans. And so the instruments that they were carrying were the accordion, the washboard, and the marching band drum. And those instruments, they are indeed very similar to the zabumba, the triangle, and the accordion. And the similarity music-wise between forró and zydeco, which is a New Orleans-based African-influenced type of music that also has it's fueled by the accordion, and it's really energetic, and there's a dance. So there is this myth that they would open the ships, invite everybody in, and call that party forró.
Okay.
So the party being forró and the Brazilian R sounding like rrr, you can imagine that folks would run around town inviting everyone saying, hey, they having this party at the ship. It's called forró, forró. And then the
And
word
then the word became
to describe the party became forró. So where you going? You're going to the forró. And that was a party for all.
all inclusive,
Yeah.
like no
Boys, girls, and everyone in between. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's really a party that you can come to have fun, and we're trying to keep that spirit
the
alive.
spirit in 2019
2019.
right now. 2019. It's already July. It's already August.
It is summertime,
Summertime.
and I would like to give a quick shout out to folks that were part of this record that are not playing with us that often anymore. Mr. Keith Juddleman plays the bass on some of these tracks. Sonia Calvet also played the second flute. Shout outs to Mr. Celso Alberti, Brazilian drummer that lives in Berkeley. He mixed the album. Or buddy from the Fault Line Studios, Yoshio Haraguchi. Yosh, remember Yosh? He's also engineered in this album. And Mr. John Carr, that has his Irrelevant Studios down on Haight Street. So this is very San Francisco based. We're really happy to be playing this thing out here.
It's good now because like we are. We bring our background and we live here, so we also, with the help and the contribution of local people, bring in like the tropical flavors. No,
Yeah.
it's a nice.
San Francisco has indeed been a place that embraced so much. It's really great to be here. Playing some music.
Yes.
Can I ask you to play music number 5 on that
Ciao,
record?
Sabro.
It's called Ovo Mexido.
Ovo Mexido. Little introduction of this song, please.
Ovo Mexido,
It's like
it's an instrumental. It's
like a
scrambled
egg.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yes. That's so simple.
I guess
like Portuguese is like the same. Like to me, sounds like the dialect from Genoa.
oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like the same cadence, the same rhythm. Anyway, Ovo Mexido, scrambled egg. Scrambled Dona Francisca, BFF.FM. And there was a scrambled egg over machine in the rhythm of Bayard.
Bayern, correct.
Correct? Yeah, I'm learning here, like as we go.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, man.
It's all about the culture.
Yeah, it's so much to learn every day, and there's so much beautiful things. So this is like the vibe, the forró by the bay. So the events are like festive. It's like communal thing. There are people dancing next to each other,
or free as you go.
Yeah.
It's really it's been a pleasure to be playing forró music in San Francisco now. We've been active for almost 10 years. The pioneer of forró music in the Bay, for me, I've been around for about 17 years now. And Mr. Francelino Alves. Do you remember Francelino?
Yeah, I've seen him at the very beginning. I was here. Yeah.
So Francelino, he's an accordion player from Paraíba. He's now 70 years old, and he returned to Brazil. But he came here in 2005 or 6 for one tour in June for Festa Juninas, which is the traditional party and celebration of the saints. It's a very Catholic party that happens in Brazil every June. Then they came here. They played a couple shows. Francelino fell in love with the Bay, and he saw the opportunity of working. Also, he's like a carpenter. Amazing. He works with his hands and builds furniture. He's really cool. And he met Chris Thomas, that at the time, I guess, was playing with Brazuca Brown, was a Brazilian band also. They had together with Antonio Guedes on guitar. And Francelino, his band returned to Brazil. And he was just the accordion player available to do gigs. So you can imagine that the Brazilian community jumped on him like whoosh, and he started playing everywhere. We, from birthday parties to weddings to the Elbow Room pretty regularly. We toured, we played Vegas, down SoCal. It was really a great experience to play along with him. He needed a triangle player, so I embarked in this journey with him and Chris. And Carlos Oliveira was the bass player. He's an amazing guitarist, and he also returned to Pernambuco. And when Francelino in 2011 was pretty much done with his American adventure, I traveled with him back to Piracicaba, which is my hometown and the town he chose to live. And he pretty much told me, dude, you and Chris have a mission. I will look after you guys, and you will continue doing forró in San Francisco. You can't let that die. And we're like, damn
You
it.
had the burden now, yeah. So you gotta do it.
So we started kind of like looking around and seeing who else was interested. Diana Strong, that became our accordion player. Amazing woman, by the way. Have you met?
Yeah.
Diana is like this built super smart yoga pants that also teaches in the Oakland School District. Super talented piano player and accordion player, singer. And she was part of the workshops that Francelino was offering at Zambaleta. Remember, Zambaleta was this community center here in the Mission where they did music workshops and dance classes, all that good stuff. And Francelino was part of that too, and inspired Diana to start pursuing more forró. Rebecca was playing with Carlos Oliveira on a project called Catavento, and she also joined. And then the ball started rolling.
Yeah. And then you guys released this CD. When was that?
That was 2017, actually. At the end of 2017, beginning of 2018. And it's been a year or so. and we all work still. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
Do you work still?
We do work still, like, yeah, we pretend to, we pretend to don't work. Yeah, I mean.
So, anyways,
yeah.
and we released the album, and we've been playing regularly, and then doing other stuff because Rebecca's got her project that's pretty awesome too. Diana has an instrumental project that's awesome. So we're all involved in other things as well. Speaking of other things.
Yeah, speaking of other things. Yeah. Speaking of other things, about the 7th or the September 7th? Or
let's play some more music.
Let's play some more music, right on.
So, and this music is when we make that announcement, right?
Yeah, so, if you're listening to on BFF.fm, it's all good because you can enjoy the audio and the music. If you're listening or watching us on Facebook, probably... Yeah, you see, actually, ciao Elena, come stai? Grande salvo, ciao. Yeah, probably the audio is gonna go away because it's a famous song from Alceu Valença.
So this is Alceu Valença, pretty much like iconic tune that we hope they let us play because we love Alceu, and Alceu knows we're playing this thing because he's here on Friday at August Hall, and this is called Morena Tropicana.
Morena Tropicana, BFF.fm.
Da manga rosa eu quero gosto e o sumo, melão maduro, saputijuá, jabuticaba, teu olhar noturno, beijo travoso de um bucachá, pele macia, é carne de caju, saliva doce, doce mel, mel de urso, linda morena, fruta de extemporânea, caldo de cana caiana, vou te desfrutar. Linda morena, fruta de extemporânea, caldo de cana caiana, vem me desfrutar. Morena tropicana, eu quero teu sabor.
Ai, 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 ai.
Oi, morena tropicana, eu quero teu sabor.
Ai, 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 ai.
Da manga rosa eu quero gosto e sumo, melão maduro, saputijuá, jabuticaba, teu olhar noturno, beijo travoso de um burcajá, pele macia, é carne de caju, saliva doce, doce mel, mel de urso, linda morena, fruta de extemporânea, caldo de cana caiana, vou te desfrutar. Linda morena, fruta de extemporânea, caldo de cana caiana, vem me desfrutar. Morena tropicana, eu quero teu sabor.
Ai, 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 ai.
Oi, morena tropicana, eu quero teu sabor. Yo, 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 yo.
Ai, 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 ai.
Morena tropicana, eu quero teu sabor.
Ai, 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 ai.
Oi, morena tropicana, eu quero teu sabor.
Ai, 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 ai.
Da manga rosa quero gosto e o sumo, melão maduro, sapo, tijuá, jabuticaba, teu olhar noturno, beijo travoso de um burcachá, pele macia, é carne de caju, saliva doce, doce mel, mel de urso, linda morena, fruta de extemporânea, caldo de cana caiana, vou te desfrutar. Linda morena, fruta de extemporânea, caldo de cana caiana, vem me desfrutar. Morena tropicana, eu quero teu sabor.
Ai, 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 ai.
Oi,
this thing?
Yes, here we are back again after this Morena Tropicana, and we are still live here on Facebook as well. So we thought that the sister of the copyright, they were like
They didn't catch us.
they didn't catch us, right? Yes. So we are still here. It's 2:47 p.m. On a beautiful Tuesday afternoon. Mr. Paulo Presotto. Let's talk about this Vish Maria.
Vish Maria.
Vish Maria.
Vish Maria.
What is it's a kind of like a new project that you're starting, no?
Yeah, we're starting. I was doing a couple of DJ gigs a few months ago, and they would always ask me, "Hey, what's your DJ name?" And I'm like, DJ Paulo Presotto doesn't sound too good. I was like, we're looking for something that would, give a sound to the taste of the DJ set I was doing. And because I was playing mostly northeastern tunes that were upbeat, and directed to dance and that type of stuff, we have this one expression. It sounds like vish, and vish is really when something. You can be used in many different contexts, but if something falls on the ground and breaks, you can say vish. Or if you're surprised with something, you can say vish. Or if you're in trouble, you can say vish.
Yeah.
So it's that kind of expression.
So it depends on the intonation, because the same word can have, it's a polysemic word. All you have to do the intonation.
Exactly. And it comes with Maria because that's for Santa Maria, the Nossa Senhora.
Maria. Everybody knows Maria.
Nino Msk. Because Brazil is such a Catholic country, the Vish always comes with Maria because it's like, oh, my Vish Maria, please bless me, protect me of this moment. And this I started using this DJ name and playing Brazilian funk, but not baile funk per se, because there's a big difference there.
Yeah.
There was an era in Brazil where Tim Maia, Jorge Benjor, Banda Black Rio, and those folks were really digging the American funk and
in a
the
Brazilian
the
form,
bass lines in a Brazilian way, and adding samba to it and that kind of stuff. And we're starting a project now that will be featuring on our September 7 party. That's where this thing comes. It's the Brazilian Independence Day celebration. I would like to shout out to Danilo Matos, the artist that did this caricature. It's a stereotypical Brazilian character arriving in the bay, hunting for the dollar bills. We can talk more
with
about
a sword. Yes. Give me the bill.
give it up.
Give me the bill.
The Franklins, man. It's all about the Franklins. So we're starting that, and actually Giuseppe Pino from Sonamo is playing the keys.
Cool. Great musician, great human being as well.
And Mr. Rafael Amarante is playing the guitar.
Apparently, he's a great musician. Yes,
He's really.
I didn't meet him yet.
And Will Martins is playing the percussion, and he played with Daniela Mercury and other big names in Brazil. And we have Turquinho Filho on drums. He actually played with Eddie Mota in Brazil, and also on the Tomato band. Tomato is this jazzy guy that everybody knows down there. And we have Bob Menacho on bass.
Bob Menacho on the bass. Yeah, great Bob Menacho on the bass.
It's going to be funk kind of in the pocket. And I can share one of our influences here. Mr. Eddie Mota. You know Eddie Mota?
Eddie Mota, yeah, come on, Eddie Mota. He released an album like a few years ago and was presenting him in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Somewhere, yeah.
I think it was a brick and mortar.
I guess it was brick and mortar, yeah. Yeah, I remember that, and there was something related in the radio show we did, probably over there. I don't know, but yeah.
Anyways,
Can be,
he's
yeah.
a personality, and extremely great musician, a great voice, and he's the interesting fact there also is he's the nephew of Tim Maya.
Okay, because
He is-
he's an iconic figure, you know,
And we're playing some of his stuff.
So it runs in the family.
Exactly.
All right,
I want to
yeah.
play this one song from Eddie Mota that will be part of our repertoire.
Yeah, let's give the disclaimer as well. Probably if you're watching us right now, I'm probably gonna be. So
If they cut our stuff, just go to bff.fm. That's it. And you can still listen to it.
yes.
And this is Eddie Mota Manuel, which is more of a samba soul thing.
BFF to the family.
Manuel foi pro céu. Manuel foi pro céu. Ia pro trabalho, cansado, às 6 da manhã. Ouvia no seu rádio calcinhas e sutiã. No rádio era um rock, o trem tava lotado. Pensou no seu salário, ficou desanimado. Se eu fosse americano, minha vida não seria assim. Manuel foi pro céu, bate pé ao Deus. Manuel foi pro céu. Dia após dia, ouvia sua voz falar. O mundo é fabuloso, o ser humano é que não é legal. No rádio era um funk, o trem tava lotado. Pensou no seu salário, ficou desanimado. Se eu fosse um político, a vida não seria assim. Não, não, não. Manuel foi pro céu, bate ao dor. Manuel foi pro céu. Oh, dia após dia, ouvia sua voz falar. Sua voz falar. O mundo é fabuloso, o ser humano é que não é legal. Uou, uou. No rádio era um qualquer, o dedo voltado. Pensou no seu salário, ficou desanimado. Se eu fosse um político, a vida não seria assim. Well, 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 well.
And there was Egimoto, Manuel, that he was listening to the funk on the radio, no?
Exactly.
That's-
Lyrics are pretty awesome.
yeah, thank you for translating me on the fly, yes.
For sure. Vish Maria also might have this mission of translating some lyrics and trying to do versions so people can
As you
relate
go,
better. Yeah.
As you go, yeah. Explain, because, Brazilian funk, like Cosimo say, the good vibes, always good vibes, but if you know also the lyrics, this guy, that if he was a politician, his life would be better, like less problem, more money, you know? Yeah.
Well, and there also one of the verses there also super funny, saying that if he was an American, his life wouldn't be like this. And every day after day, he's in the crowded train thinking about that salary, and the salary was letting him down. So it's
Yeah, but like in America, there are people that do the same life every day, like on a crowded train, thinking about their salary, and their salary let them down as well.
And that's a really interesting point you bring up, because I think in the 80s or 90s, now with the internet, things are more widespread about poverty being present in every corner of the world almost. But we did not have a full awareness of poverty in the U.S. That's not the image that was sold to us in South America back in the 80s and 90s. I grew up thinking America was just an awesome place where everyone had access to work and so when
and good life. But
Yeah.
there is the power of the movies.
Exactly. That's Hollywood for you, baby.
Hollywood propaganda, man.
Yeah.
California, everybody's surfing and
Dude, it was. I was raised in São Paulo, which I can say was a very Americanized city overall. We were hit by all the Hollywood shit and Coca-Cola, McDonald's, whatever, and I watched a bunch of movies, just a bunch of movies. I was home and watching the Sessão da Tarde. It's like the afternoon sesh. And
like the Espresso Sesh.
Exactly.
Sessão da Tarde.
Sessão da Tarde, and always this iconic Hollywood teen movies, and we ate a lot of that stuff. I remember listening to hip hop and all that coming from radio, and or like Chico Science wants to say, and that reverberates to this day in the music we make. You have to keep it traditional, but make it universal. Just bring in the elements and stick to your Brazilianity. Remember that you're Brazilian, or remember where you're from in general. I say that to my Brazilian fellas, but remember you're African, remember you're Italian, and incorporate the elements of pop music from around the world, and then do something that has a character.
It's something like think global, act local. No, that's the kind of stuff. That
Exactly.
Be like an antenna. Towards.
Exactly.
Like the Chico Science.
Chico
Science thing. Yeah.
He did that very
The
well.
zombies.
Nação Zumbi.
Nação Zombie. Yes, there we go. Like memories.
And then what else?
So
we're
wait,
doing?
we were talking
Yeah.
about the poverty in the U.S. No, that you don't see that, and then while you are here, you see that actually.
Exactly, the poverty is present, and it's you walk down the streets of San Francisco, you go to the Tenderloin spaces everywhere. You see poverty, you see the exclusion, and you see that we're in a continuous fight, and we have to stay present and active. And realize our privilege at the same time, know that the social inequality has never been as crazy as today.
Yes, today, yeah, exactly.
It's pretty crazy out there.
But we do the music.
That's a therapy. That's a therapy. And speaking of music and therapy and all that good stuff, I worked with an artist, Danilo Matos. He's a Brazilian caricaturist. Is that a word?
Caricaturist? Yeah, I don't know. I guess. Yeah.
And he's pretty active in the Bay now. He's also a singer. He's going to be sitting in with us, do a song with Dona Francisca. And we were discussing, okay, we're going to do this Brazilian Independence Day party, right? And what does it mean? You know, like what the debate is for the Brazilian Independence Day, this day and age, where if you look at the history and how Brazilian independence happened, it was a joke. It was, you know,
It was not real.
it was not real. The Brazilian independence was declared by Dom Pedro I, which is the son of the King of Portugal. So he pretty much, you know,
Like a domesticated freedom, kind of. No? Like,
with the help of the
with
aristocracy.
a leash.
Yeah.
Like freedom with a
You're
leash. Or like,
Daddy, Brazil is mine. And that, you know, so we're having that debate and thinking of Brazil's scenario right now and what we're going through, the artistic class, the music and culture and education.
the right wing that is now in
Yeah,
power,
going-
Bolsonaro, yeah.
Bolsonaro is really pressuring the artistic class and education to kind of expand. So we see a lot of the artists now aiming for international tours. And 2019, actually, we were talking about that at Brazil Best, the Brazilian newspaper that rolls around, about how 2019 it has been a year of pleasant surprises in the Brazilian scene in the Bay. They brought tribalistas to the Fillmore, and it's great production, full-on scenic video lighting, LED wall, everything rehearsed, you know, a full-on show. And now Alceu Valença's coming to the August Hall. Daniela Mercury, which is like the queen of Axé music, it's coming to August Hall on August the 14th. And Lulu Santos is also coming to the August Hall on November 16th. So we're seeing more and more bigger names of Brazilian music coming to the Bay to perform, which is great for us, not as great to Brazil. It's a sign that things are shifting a little bit. And
So artists prefer to tour outside the Brazil than staying in because,
it was really hard to bring bigger Brazilian artists up here because of the price of things. Now the relationship between the dollar and the real has, you know, increased. So there is that part of the equation that makes more sense to bring the artists up here now. And also their will to reach out and to touch other audiences around the world and run away a little bit from that scene in Brazil where things are hard and pressured. So we're talking about all that stuff. We decided that we should create a character, personagem. Yeah, like the immigrant. And I have been criticized for this drawing already because they're like, why did it? But I would like to shout out again to Danilo for this drawing. I'll see if I can share a little closer.
Very close, yeah. And you can use that one as a background so it doesn't bend.
Yeah, so this guy, we got inspired by Tião Macalé. And Tião Macalé, it's a funny character from Brazilian TV in the 80s and 90s. And we did kind of a version of Tião Macalé on top of his Uber Lyft donkey. And the donkey is the animal that a lot of the Brazilian workers used to migrate from the Northeast to São Paulo to look for work. So he's got a little sticker, a Uber sticker on his butt. You can see there. I don't know. And then he's coming on the hunt for the dollars, man. And San Francisco and the Bay Area has been really the place to look for the Franklins because, you know, again, to that equation.
Yeah.
But, and he did this drawing that we're using for the marketing campaign of the Brazilian Independence Day celebration. The Brazilian Independence Day happens on September 7th. And It's happening in Berkeley at the spot that was Shattuck Down Low. You remember Shattuck Down Low? Right there on Shattuck, 3 blocks from the BART station. They're reopening that room. And that room was very well known by the Brazilian community because they had the Brazilian Saturday nights happening there with the banda Sotaque Baiano and DJ Ruben. And they closed about 2 years ago. They went through remodeling as everything in the Bay. And they're opening as Five and Dime. So Five and Dime musichall.com is their website. And we're doing a party there on September 7th. It's a Saturday night, downtown Berkeley with Dona Francisca and our new project, Vixe Maria and banda Deus nos acuda.
What does it mean, Deus nos acuda?
Deus nos acuda is like God save us all type of deal.
Okay, yeah.
So the name of the band is like Vixe Maria, God save us all.
All right.
And I can play another tune that will be featuring there. It's from this super funky band called Clube do Balanço. Well, the original tune was written by Marco Ribas, and Clube do Balanço did this super groovy version called Zamba Bang.
Zamba Band, okay.
Let's get to it.
Yes.
Zamba bem, a feia mando que chique com uma pedile. Zamba bem, é samba de Angola e aqui já tem também. Zamba bem, a feia mando que chique com uma pedile. Zamba bem, é samba de Angola e aqui já tem também. Zambei demais, que de manhã eu lá na praia acordei. Zambei demais, de manhã eu me encontrei, deitado à sombra de um coqueiro, como quem espera a vida passar. Minha nega do meu lado dizia: amor, o mar tá gelado e o sol tá bom pra queimar. É zambar, bem, 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 bem. Eu quero, zambar eu quero, zambar eu quero, zambar eu quero, como quero, nega. E a feia, é só um conte no picabilé, é só um dom, a filha que se mandei, vila, a filha, do mangá. A fonte me responde o verde versão blue da fire. A shiribai e mara close to bacon fashion. Olha o bregas da baby pouco jump. Zamba bem, a feia monkey she com uma pedale. Zamba bem, é samba de Angola e aqui já tem também. Zamba bem, a feia monkey she com uma pedale. Zamba bem, é samba de Angola e aqui já tem também. Zambei demais, e de manhã eu lá na praia acordei. Zambei demais, que de manhã eu me encontrei. Deitado à sombra de um coqueiro, como quem espera a vida passar. Minha nega do meu lado dizia: amor, o mar tá gelado e o sol tá bom pra queimar. É zambar, bem, 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 bem. Eu quero, zambar eu quero, zambar eu quero, vem, nega, canta um pouquinho. Samba bem, a feia manda que chique com uma pele. Samba bem, é samba de Angola e aqui já tem também. Samba bem, a feia manda que chique com uma pele. Samba bem, é samba de Angola e aqui já tem também.
A gente pra viver bem nesse mundo tem que ser um pouco mais inteligente. Como já dizia minha velha avó, macaco velho não bota a mão na cumbuca. Com o meu avô eu aprendi que não se cutuca onça com uma vara curta. Mas quando a minha mãe vinha me dizer pra tomar cuidado com esse mundo louco, eu não quis ouvir, eu não quis ouvir. Só fui ouvir um tio malandro que eu tenho quando ele me dizia: segura nega meu, segura nega, é, segura nega viu, segura nega. A gente pra viver bem nesse mundo tem que ser um pouco mais inteligente. Como já dizia minha velha avó, macaco velho não bota a mão na cumbuca. Com o meu avô eu aprendi que não se cutuca onça com uma vara curta. Mas quando a minha mãe vinha me dizer pra tomar cuidado com esse mundo louco, eu não quis ouvir, eu não quis ouvir. Só fui ouvir o tio malandro que eu tenho quando ele me dizia: como é que é, meu? Segura nega, viu? Segura nega, é, segura nega, meu. Segura nega. É verdade que o machão moderno gosta de gravata e de trabalho. Isso aí. É verdade que a mulher moderna gosta é de carro e de dinheiro. Não, é isso. Como já dizia o velho Vicente, sempre que puder, meu filho, segura nega, viu? Segura nega. Não dá moleza não, segura nega, viu? Segura nega. É, eu passei a minha vida toda segurando as negas. Eu passei a minha vida toda segurando a nega. E agora, meu, o que faço eu? Segura nega. É, segura nega, viu? Segura nega. O velho tinha razão. Segura nega, meu. Segura nega. Não dá moleza não.
And this is Bebeto. Say like
Bebeto.
say take care of your girl. Like make sure that you get
Hold on to your
hold
girl.
on, yes, to your girl.
Hold on to your girl.
Hold on to your girl.
Yeah, it's in Portuguese. The title is Segura Nega, and well, there is a bigger discussion to be had around the word nega, nego, and in Portuguese, I don't think it's as heavy as in English for the context. It's a different scenario, but this song is called Segura Nega, which literally I would translate that as hold on to your girl, and where he takes advices of his uncle and actually hold on to his girl. So he sees more progress.
But,
I think it's a song about testosterone.
okay, yeah. I mean, kind of cliche, no? In some of the kind of the song in the funk scene, But actually, there was like you gave a preview of the vibe that is gonna be on September 7th. So most on the samba funk, on the 70s sound that is more like following the tradition of the American funk, let's say, like not Motown, but what came a little after, no?
Yeah, correct.
Like the sound of the 70s, no? The sound of like a little gritty, a little like dirty, and
yeah, I think that funk in the pocket, that and that, because that makes a lot of sense with samba, because samba, it's not the type of music that is flirting with a lot of complex time signatures and changes in the tempo. It's really much about that back pocket and the body entering that groove and being able to bounce, because if samba is all about this thing where you're almost marching with the thing. And the funk, it feels to me, a lot of the more rootsy pocket funk, it's also that backbeat, that James Brown, like funky drummer type of thing, And that's what we're trying to bring in with Vixe Maria and Deus nos acuda. But someone else that will be with us on September 7th is DJ Potira. DJ Potira, she's a Brazilian from Rio. She's been living in LA for almost 20 years now. She has a radio show down there, KPFK. It's the DJ Potira show, where she features Brazilian and global bass, Brazilian beats, global bass DJs to do the thing on the fly. She's also a capoeira girl, very skilled, and the music director for the LA Fashion Week. So she's involved in designing music for the LA Fashion Week, and she is DJing for that event the whole week when it happens. I met her in San Diego. She was doing the Brazilian Day San Diego, which happens annually on the main avenue right at the PB, Pacific Beach. See, it's a really great festival, 2 outdoor stages, and she was spinning for the after party. Super fun. And we're flying her out here on September 7th to do a Brazilian Beats Global Bass set for this Brazilian Bay celebration right here.
On September 7th.
September 7th. And I would like to play a little mix from DJ Potira.
Sounds good, yeah.
And then as we dive into more of her electronic DJ set, it becomes really clear the difference between baile funk, which is the funk from Rio, with the booty shaking, more like trap sounds, and what is the thing that the samba funk and the samba soul did. They're very different things. And I have a live mix of DJ Potira here that we can play a few minutes, because the whole thing is like 30 minutes. Yeah. So here we go.
Daquele jeito!
tells me what it's all about. I got soul, and I'm super bad. I got soul, and I'm super bad. Now I got a move that tells me what to do. Sometimes it's easy. Now I got a move that tells me what to do. Sometimes I feel so nice, I wanna try myself a few. I got soul, and I'm super bad. I love to do my thing. And I don't need no one else. Sometimes I feel so nice. Good God. I jump back, I wanna kiss myself. I got soul, and I'm super bad. Hey, I said I'm super bad.
Que isso eu vou beijar o seu marido? Que isso eu vou? Que isso eu vou beijar o seu marido? Que isso eu vou? Que isso eu vou beijar o seu marido? Que isso eu vou? Que isso eu vou beijar o seu marido? Que isso eu vou? Tira a camisa, tira a camisa, tira a camisa, levante pro alto, comece a rodar. Tira a camisa, tira a camisa, tira a camisa, levante pro alto, comece a rodar. Vamos dançar, nesse batidão quero ver tu zoar. Vamos dançar, nesse batidão quero ver tu zoar. Tira a camisa. Tira a camisa.
So here we got a little preview of the sounds of DJ Potira. She's gonna come all the way from
Los Angeles, California.
LA. So we're gonna go a twist of like global bass and you know what the DJ do. You know, they bring together. You know, there's.
Yeah, she's a great one, and she'll be mixing pretty much all the late night at Five and Dime. We open doors at Five and Dime on September 7th, Saturday night. at 9 o'clock. And then we have Dona Francisca playing forró for the first part of the night. They'll do an hour and a half set. Then DJ Potira will spin in between. We have Vish Maria and band Deus Nos Acuda. And then DJ Potira will do the late night special for folks that want to stay out and dance. We go till 2 a.m. Downtown Berkeley. So if you have friends on the East Bay, Five and Dime, the former Shattuck Down Low, now reopening, ready for business.
And before that, this Friday is going to be August Hall.
Correct. August Hall happens this Friday, August 2nd, and it's located on 420 Mason, right downtown. It's the former Ruby Sky.
With Alceu Valença, with Dona Francisca.
Alceu Valença, Dona Francisca, and Grupo Cocada.
Grupo
Actually,
Cocada, yeah.
we forgot to mention Grupo Cocada. One of the influences that Alceu also brings from the northeast of Brazil is coco de roda.
Coco de roda. Yeah.
Coco de roda is it's something that it's very communal. It was played on a circle. That's why it's coco de roda, and a lot of clapping and call and response. It does have some influence from the French troubadours and the storytellers that would utilize the clap of their hands to tell the story and stuff like that. And there is a group now in Oakland called Grupo Cocada, led by Maria Padilha and Yara, two Brazilian girls that also work with Maracatu Pacífico. You know Maracatu Pacífico?
Yeah.
They are now like more than 10 years in the making here. The only Maracatu group in the Bay Area. And they started doing their rehearsals every Tuesday, which attracted a lot of Brazilian expats and musicians to come hang out at their space that they rent from the folks at Capoeira de Angola. So in West Oakland, there is a location for Capoeira de Angola on Magnolia Street and West Grand. And there they do the rehearsals for Maracatu Pacífico. Maracatu is a big drumming ensemble with also dancers and singers. And they do a lot of street parades. They'll do the Lavagem once a year in Berkeley. They are part of the Dia de los Muertos celebration in the Mission. And
the parade as well.
Yeah, they the girls did the Women's March this year.
Okay.
It's super cool. And the Grupo Cocada will be also opening the night. So you'll be catching Grupo Cocada from 9 o'clock to 9:30. Then Dona Francisca, 9:30 to 10, or just a tiny over. And Alceu Valença all the way to midnight. And August Hall will have a DJ at the end of the night as well. Just DJ Carioca will be jumping in and doing his thing. That's our wrap.
And it's going to be this Friday.
This Friday, August 2nd. We still have tickets for that. I think they're more on the expensive side for me, at least. But Alceu Valença is really an iconic guy. The tickets have been on sale for a minute now. So the very last ones are going out this week. And we're hoping it sells out.
Almost there, yeah. And probably, after this show, you can sell some more tickets, I don't know, yeah.
Exactly. Antonino, man, always giving support for the locals, bro.
Yeah, what are you gonna do, man? What are you gonna do? Let's play another Dona Francisca song. What do you say?
Yeah,
I have the CD inside here, so
I wanted to show you Coco. Because the Grupo Cocada is going to be there. I want to show you this thing. It's really, how you say, rootsy. Well, let's play two cocos. One coco from Dona Selma do Coco.
Okay.
She's the most rootsy one ever. And then there is a new project mixing coco with electronic music. That's something. So here it is for you.
Let's start with
Selma do Coco.
Selma do Coco is more
Eu vi
traditional.
o sapo correndo de lá, a menina que chorou. Quando eu olhei pra gaiola eu vi a minha rola que voou. Oi, pega, pega, pega.
Pega, pega minha rola.
Ei, corre, corre, corre.
Pega, pega minha rola.
Oi, pega, pega, pega.
Pega, pega minha rola.
Eu não vou na tua casa pra você não vir na minha. Que tu tem a boca grande, vai comer minha galinha. Oi, pega, pega, pega.
Pega, pega minha rola.
Oi, corre, corre, corre.
Pega, pega minha rola.
Ah, voa, voa, voa.
Pega, pega minha rola.
Eu vi o sapo correndo de lá, a menina que chorou. Quando eu olhei pra gaiola eu vi a minha rola que voou. Oi, pega, pega, pega.
Pega, pega minha rola.
Ah, voa, voa, voa.
Pega, pega minha rola.
Ei, corre, corre, corre.
Pega, pega minha rola.
Ah, voa, voa, voa.
Pega, pega minha rola.
Ei, corre, corre, corre.
Pega, pega minha rola.
Eu não vou na tua casa pra você não vir na minha. Que tu tem a boca grande, vai comer minha galinha. Oi, pega, pega, pega.
Pega, pega minha rola.
Ah, voa, voa, voa.
Pega, pega minha rola.
Ei, corre, corre, corre.
Pega, pega minha rola.
Eu vi um sapo correndo de lá, a menina que chorou. Quando eu olhei pra gaiola eu vi a minha rola que voou. Oi, pega, pega, pega.
Pega, pega minha rola.
Ah, voa, voa, voa.
Pega, pega minha rola.
Ei, corre, corre, corre.
Pega, pega minha rola.
Eu não vou na tua casa pra você não vir na minha. Que tu tem a boca grande, vai comer minha galinha. Oi, pega, pega, pega.
Pega, pega minha rola.
Ah, voa, voa, voa.
Pega, pega minha rola.
Ei, corre, corre, corre.
Pega, pega minha rola.
Tchá, 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 tchá. Ha, 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 ha. Ha, 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 ha. Tchá. Tchá. Tchá, 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 tchá.
That's Selma do
Seu grito
Coco.
silenciou lá no
Oh, Adelina, os teus olhos são azuis. Oh, Adelina, parece o azul do céu. Oh, Adelina, quando eu te vi de longe. Oh, Adelina, senti o cheiro de mel. Oh, Adelina,
Mandei fazer o vestido pra mulher, sapato no pé, duas carreiras de botão, cheio de pressão. E eu pego, tá dona Gusta, se leva, dois tapas na mão.
se leva,
Dois tapas na mão. Dois tapas na mão. Dois tapas na mão. Dois tapas na mão.
Adelina, tu pensa que eu não te amo. Oh, Adelina, tá pensando muito errado. Oh, Adelina, quando eu te avistei. Oh, Adelina, fiquei logo apaixonado. Oh, Adelina,
Mandei fazer o vestido pra mulher, sapato no pé, duas carreiras de botão, cheio de pressão. E eu pego, tá dona Gusta, se leva, dois tapas na mão. Dois tapas na mão. Dois tapas na mão. Dois tapas na mão. Dois tapas na mão.
Adelina, eu te quero e tu me quer. Oh, Adelina, isso é prova de amor. Oh, Adelina, vou me casar com você. Oh, Adelina, vamos morar em Moscou. Oh, Adelina,
Mandei fazer o vestido pra mulher, sapato no pé, duas carreiras de botão, cheio de pressão. E eu pego, tá dona Gusta, se leva, dois tapas na mão. Dois tapas na mão. Dois tapas na mão.
Oh, Angelina, os seus olhos são azuis. Oh, Angelina, parece o azul do céu. Oh, Angelina, quando eu te vi de longe. Oh, Angelina, senti o cheiro de mel. Oh, Angelina,
Mandei fazer um vestido pra mulher, sapato, pé, duas carreiras de botão, puxito, pressão. E eu pergunto a dona Augusta, eu se levo, dois cabrantes na mão.
se leve,
Dois cabrantes na mão.
se leve,
Dois cabrantes na mão.
se leve,
Dois cabrantes na mão.
se leve.
Dois cabrantes na mão.
Oh, Angelina, tu pensa que eu não te amo? Oh, Angelina, tá pensando muito errado. Oh, Angelina, quando eu te avistei. Oh, Angelina, fiquei logo apaixonado. Oh, Angelina,
Mandei fazer um vestido pra mulher, sapato, pé, duas carreiras de botão, puxito, pressão. E eu pergunto a dona Augusta, eu se levo, dois cabrantes na mão.
se leve,
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 Dois cabrantes na mão.
se leve.
Dois cabrantes na mão.
And this was a little Coco de Road, no?
Exactly.
Yeah, like with a bad pronunciation, but you're gonna do what you're gonna do.
Yeah, this group is called Samba de Coco Raízes de Arco Verde, and they released this record through a label that's really awesome called Cafundó Records. So Cafundó Records published this in January 2018, Samba de Coco Raízes de Arco Verde, where they mix the traditional coco with electronic elements and the art of the DJ, as you
As
mentioned.
together, yeah, like blending things together. I actualize something that is traditional. And I want to say this is kind of like a wrap. It's 3:38, 3:39 right now. We are live from the Mission District BFF studio. Thank you, Paulo, so much.
Thank you, Antonino, man.
I'll
It's
see
always
you-
a pleasure to be here, man. It's
Always
so
a
fun.
pleasure having you over. Best of luck with all the music things that are going in your pockets, like
Thank
you
you.
say, all the
Appreciate it.
projects and
Yeah.
all the, like the organizing thing, the playing music, and for like being here, like as a music person,
Staying
and
alive.
staying alive, followed by the Bay, and all the stuff, all the good stuff. We're gonna close this show and stay tuned on BFF.fm because Astral Projection Radio Hour is coming at 4 p.m. on the dot, right there on the dot. Listen throughout the day, BFF.fm, and don't forget to support us because we are a user support radio station, a listener support radio station. So we are here, thanks to you, and you can be like actually influential for us, giving like even $1, just donate $1, to keep the radio alive, community radio alive and vibrant. So we close the show. Thank you, Paulo, so much.
Thank you.
We close the show with a song from Dona Francisca.
Correct. It's the one song that we decided to put all English lyrics on, and very upbeat, another by own called And Then You Go.
And then you go. Thank
And
you
then we
for
go.
listening. Thank you for taking the time for listening to us. Espresso Sesh is coming back next week, same time, same station. BFF.fm. Much love. Thank you. Grazie.
Espresso Sesh.
What are you waiting for, my friend? The time is now because you can. Who's gonna make it happen? Yes, that's you. The early mornings and late nights, another hustle every day. You gotta shake it till you break all through. And when sometimes you fall, prepare to rise and lift yourself up. And then you go! Losing highs, treble, and bass is brutal, evil, fog, or flames. You should be ready, whatever it takes. Picking yourself up like a warrior, another battle every day.